Welcome to today's webinar, Using Career Planning to Increase Student Success and Persistence. Today's webinar will be recorded and it will be sent out tomorrow by my colleague Carla Lundman, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And if you have questions today, please enter them in the chat window. I'll send a quick message there so everybody can see where it is. And if you want to ask a question anonymously, you can use the Q&A button. This webinar is brought to you by Human Resources. Human Resources is a worldwide leader in the development and provision of online personal assessments, student success, and education and career and development programs. That includes a free resume service that you can learn more about at humanresources.com. And today we're very pleased to have Dr. Marsha Fralick with us to speak about the connection between career planning, student success, and persistence. A little bit about Dr. Fralick. Dr. Marsha Fralick taught college success courses for 45 years and is a frequent presenter at conferences related to student success. She's the author of Career Success in the College and Career Success line of textbooks. Her college success program in the San Diego area received many awards from students and faculty and was designated an exemplary program by the California Community Colleges Board of Governors. Today's topic is based on content from the third edition of Career Success. And I'd like to welcome Marsha to today's call.
It's great to have everyone here today. I have been working in careers. I was thinking about it this morning since the early 70s, so that's about 50 years now, and I've enjoyed a partnership with Human Resources. They've been able to keep up with the technology, and so I used their product for many years. But here's the key idea. Why are careers important? And careers help students create a vision for the future, and it provides motivation for them to accomplish their goals. And my background is community college, and if you ask a community college student, or probably most college students, why are you attending college? They're attending college to have a career that they enjoy and to provide financial stability for their families. And careers are related to life satisfaction. The key idea here is that making an informed choice of a college major helps students stay in college and complete their education. We'd like to find out who is attending today. Are you an FYE faculty? Do you work in career services? Are you an administrator? If we have an idea about that, I can focus my comments to make sure that they are helpful to you. So we have a little poll on the screen. What is your role? FYE faculty, career services, administration, or other? So let's pause just a few seconds and let people complete the poll.
Yeah, and if you have other and you wanted to share what that is in the chat, that would be fantastic. So it looks like career services and other seem to be, but we've got fairly even distribution for the most part across there. A little bit for, and also closely followed by administration and FYE faculty. And someone said they're a student success librarian.
Okay, great. It's great to have everyone here today. And so I know that we have a good mix of people here. It looks like quite a few people from career services. So welcome to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd see some
Resources.
answers in the chat, just academic advising manager and grant writer, program designer for higher education programs. I know everybody in these webinars can kind of span a huge range of jobs. So thank you very much for participating. Sorry, Marsha.
The resources that I'll mention today are located at my website, and that is collegesuccess1.com. And click on training notes. I have notes and copies of the PowerPoints for all the webinars that I do at my website, and I'll show this again at the end as a reminder. I've done some research on career development, and it's been published in the FYE monographs, and there's a link in my resources to that research. And my research shows that career development results in increased persistence, college completion rates, fewer course withdrawals, increases graduation rates, and then has helped students to be satisfied with their education and with their FYE course. So why do students drop out of college? The most significant question is, what is your major? Early on, as I started working at a community college as an academic advisor and advising students on careers, I was noticing that between the fall and the spring semester, we lost quite a few students. So one of the first research projects that I did was calling up those students who dropped out and asking them why they dropped out. And the major reason was they couldn't tell me what their major was. The students who stayed could tell me what their major was, and those who dropped out couldn't tell me what their major was. So it seems that students are motivated to go to college, but unless they're focused on their major, if they know why they're there, they're not likely to stay very long in college. So career development increases persistence, and it's something important. And I differ on a little bit of the research findings in that Tinto, for example, says that the first 6 weeks are important. And I think it's actually the first couple of weeks is when students make a decision about whether to stay or whether to leave. So career development timing is something important. The earlier, the better. The research that I did at Cuyamaca College, that's in the San Diego area. Cuyamaca College is near several Native American reservations. It is 10 miles from the Mexican border. We have quite a diverse student populations. And students enrolled in a first-year experience course with a strong career component had an increased fall to spring persistence rate of 27.6%. And I've seen that research statistics in more recent studies as well, so I think it is pretty common from college to college. So again, help students understand job prospects and earnings earlier in their college education. Having that vision for the future is what motivates students to stay in college. Career planning is also related to life satisfaction. 44% of all college-educated job seekers regret their field of study. As an academic advisor and FYE instructor, it was sad to meet students who were almost finished with their education and who decided they didn't like their major, and they had lots of time invested in that. And so the earlier a student can make a good decision, the more satisfied they will be with their career and their life. Here's a construct that I use in working with students on career development, and it includes all of these components. The first one would be personality, identifying your personal strengths, and I will show you an assessment that can be used for personality, one that includes use of technology. What are my vocational interests? What are my multiple intelligences? I like multiple intelligences. When I started my counseling degree many years ago, we learned about IQ tests. And I think IQ tests over the years have been proven to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I don't like the idea, but I like the idea of multiple intelligences, which just means anything that's valued by society, and can we connect that to careers? So we have an assessment for that also. What are my skills? And then also learning and values. So that would be a complete picture of what I think is important in career development. So we want to move from personal strengths to careers to actual job openings. Sometimes I think we don't do a good job if we just focus on the assessment and then we don't actually connect it to careers and actual job openings. So those are 3 steps in a row that we have to make sure to complete all those steps. And now we can use technology to connect personal strengths to careers. I have a assessment in my Canvas container, and so I'm going to go over to my Canvas container that I've used to teach students online. and show you how the career assessment is integrated into my course. So it can be done as part of an FYE course. So my course is College and Career Success. It can be done as a standalone career success course. It could also be used in the Career Center as a series of assessments that can be used effectively with students. So I'm going to go over to my Canvas container here. And actually, I think I have it up on a tab here. Okay, so this is my Canvas container. I have modules. The textbook is integrated into weekly modules. This is the chapter, it's called Choosing Your Major. That's exploring your personality and major. So in the textbook that's integrated into my Canvas container, I can talk about what is personality type and provide students some information about why they're taking the assessment, how it's important to them so that they know it's important and do a good job of it. Sometimes students think, oh, this is just another test I'm taking, and they don't take it seriously. So I think that's an important part of career development. Why are we doing this? What is the basic behind it? And integrated into the chapter on exploring your personality major is the True Talent Personality Assessment. I've been using these assessments since 2000. I used to use Myers-Briggs, but it became too expensive. So I went to our Career Center director and said, do you know of something that's really good but not so expensive? And so she started me with using these personality assessments based on the same ideas as Myers-Briggs, but updated. So I took the True Talent Personality Assessment so I can show you my results. And so first thing it does is it gives me a nice positive personality profile. It's designed to think positively about yourself, help you with your self-esteem. Oftentimes, students ask me to write a recommendation for them, and I take some phrases from their personality profile and put it on their recommendations, and they like that. It's very effective. So it begins with that. And then here's my personality type. So I am an ISTJ. What's nice about this assessment, it's not an either or as in Myers-Briggs, but it's a point on a continuum. And then making use of technology, for example, what does it mean to be an introvert or an extrovert? Sometimes students look down on the idea of being an introvert, but actually there are lots of good careers that match being an introvert. I'm a writer, and so that fits my career interest pretty closely. So it explains what does the term mean. So you can click on each one of these. And then again, using technology, it connects to all of these categories here. How does my personality type affect how I learn, my work and productivity, my communication with others, working with others, and career and pathways? So let's just take a quick look at these. So how does it affect learning? Here are my strengths and weaknesses based on this assessment. My strengths are that I'm organized, methodical, careful. I excel at memorization, deadline driven. I'm an independent learner. I have some challenges also being an introvert, so it's helpful to be aware of those. And then it makes some recommendations. Work and productivity. My strengths are, and again, this is what your students would see. My strengths are that I'm logical, efficient, self-reliant, versatile, reliable, decisive, and trustworthy. I also have some challenges based on my personality type. Again, being aware of those is helpful, and some recommendations for being successful in the workplace. Communication. How does my personality type affect how I communicate with others? I'm a clear, honest communicator, a good listener. I'm calm, rational, and direct. Here are my challenges again, and then some recommendations for communication. Working with others, here are my strengths. I'm responsible, loyal, likable. I get things done. Here are my challenges. I prefer to work alone, for example. And here's my favorite part, career and pathways. If I had taken this assessment when I was 18, I'd probably become an engineer because my personality type closely resembles the strengths that engineers have. So one of the things I would be interested in is robotics engineering, and I can click on robotics engineering. And here is my career research built into the assessment. So how does my personality match a robotics engineer? What are the wages? Again, this is a motivating factor. What kind of education is required? What other kinds of careers are related? And what's the career outlook? All these things are important. So one of the assignments I give my students is to, first of all, make a list of your personal strengths. Second, go out to Indeed.com, find some careers that match your personality type. Tell me how much income you would have, and tell me about the career outlook. That's a personality paper that I have my students do. And in the resources for today, you can find that assignment. And then it has additional careers here. Then I can close this up here. And notice there's a little icon here. It clicks to Indeed.com. And so I don't fumble around here. I have that marked over here on my tabs. So it clicks and I can look at robotics engineers for California. And here are some careers that are open. So this would help my students in writing that personality paper here, job description and careers. The other thing is students can use this throughout their college education. They can keep this career account. They can use it for writing their resume. They can use it for connecting with jobs, for thinking about careers. So it's something that is designed to last from that first year experience class and then be carried through education throughout their time in college. There are also assessments in the areas of learning skills and multiple intelligences. And I'm going to just show you quickly the multiple intelligences one. So I'm going to go back here to modules that I have in my Canvas course. And we cover that in this chapter here. This is the student point of view. So this is the chapter on exploring multiple intelligences, and I'm going to skip to page 4 here. So again, in the textbook, this online textbook or printed textbook or however you'd like to access it, what is multiple intelligence? What is the definition? The human ability to solve problems or design or compose something valued in at least one culture. And so here's my true talent assessment. So you'll notice it's built on Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences here. So here are my multiple intelligences, linguistic, naturalist, existential, logical, interpersonal. And then as we go down the line here, interpersonal, kinesthetic. I'm not very good at sports, although I do fine in some things. Spatial and musical. I've tried that. Haven't been very successful at that. So this is a list of my multiple intelligences, and then information about how I can develop my multiple intelligences, how it connects to emotional intelligences, and again, it'll connect to career and pathways. And it's interesting that in looking at my multiple intelligences, it connects me to many medical fields. So it gives me another idea here if I were a student of careers that might match my multiple intelligences and my personal strengths. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint here. If you would like to access my Canvas account, I have a demo account, and I can have Tamara email you this information. And if you'd like to go in there, you can take a look at how I've set up careers through Canvas and use it in teaching either a college and career success course or a career course. So this information can be sent to you. One of the assignments that I give students is to take a look at their personality assessment and make a list of their personal strengths, and then go to a free app online. It's called wordcloud.com. And again, this assessment is in the resources for today. And then I have students create a word cloud of their personal strengths. So I think this is an important part of career development. Understand what the assessment is for, how it can be used, why it's important. Here are the results, and then interact with the results and think about them. It's not something that's just a piece of paper that you're going to cast aside when you're done with the assignment, but really to internalize that information. And this is the assignment I mentioned earlier, and it's a key student learning outcome for my course. It's a personality summary, and it is that vision for the future. And again, summarize personal strengths, what education is required, find at least one career that matches your personal strengths, what's the salary and the outlook. So these are the assessments that we have: personality, multiple intelligences, learning, and skills. You can see these in my demo Canvas account, or you can get guest access to these. So again, Tamara will be sending an email out inviting you to let us know if you'd like guest access to these to take a look. The best thing is to take the assessments yourself to see how they work. I have a textbook. It's called Career Success, and these are the chapters: create your success, exploring your personality in your major, exploring interests and values, exploring multiple intelligences, planning your career in education, updated job search strategies, and then something that I think it doesn't exist in other career books, and that is the topic of career satisfaction. What are the elements related to career satisfaction, happiness in life? One of the things in my new edition, that Career Success is now in the 4th edition, career trends, 2024 through 2030. And one of the biggest change is artificial intelligence and how it is impacting careers today. And every day I look in the news and there's more information on that. And then here are some of the other career trends. I also like to talk about STEM careers and emphasize that students should take a look at their strengths and their interests to see if they match some of the STEM careers, because they do have a good outlook for the future. The new trend of artificial intelligence is really changing careers. It's a big change. It's like as big as when the internet was introduced, and now we have artificial intelligences. So some jobs will be eliminated, and students need to be aware of that. Some new jobs will be created, and the new jobs that are related to AI have high income. So that's important for students to know. Last week, there was an article in our local paper about the California State Universities and how they are connecting with NVIDIA and Microsoft and Google to integrate AI into the university. And there was a quote by the student, and she said, AI is the next phase of life, just like the internet, which changed everything. It's a race, and we need to know how to get ahead. And so when we are talking about career planning today, taking a look at how AI is changing careers, career outlook, and career decision-making is something really crucial. So again, high-paying careers, I think I had that in a previous slide, so I'm going to skip by this. Another point that I'd like to make is career satisfaction, and it's related to happiness in life. And so when we are helping students with career decision making, how do you live a happy life? How are you satisfied with your work? Finding your passion, finding meaning in work. How is money related to job satisfaction? What are the predictors of job satisfaction, essential work skills? And then what are some soft skills that we need to be successful, emotional intelligence and career success? Communication for career success, tips for career success, and what are my lifetime goals? As Tamara mentioned, Human eSources does have a free resume builder. Here's the address. This would be helpful for your students if you're talking about careers and how to build your resume. You can build this resume online through humanesources.com. And again, this will be on the resources that we share today. The career assessments and the textbook can save you money because the cost is less than just purchasing Myers-Briggs or the strong interest inventory. So for career assessments and the textbook for less than the cost of Myers-Briggs. So career development, career success, college and career success, or the career assessments individually that can be used through a career center or however you are using careers or helping students with careers on your campus. Again, the resources today are at College Success One. I have an instructor manual and I have training notes. So training notes today would be any handouts that I mentioned or resources that I mentioned today. So at this point, let's open it up for questions, and I'll leave this slide on for a while. The resources again are at collegesuccess1.com. Click on training notes. There's a copy of this PowerPoint presentation there. There are downloadable copies of the assignments that I give to students. There is a link to the resume builder that's free through Human eSources. If you have academic questions, you can contact me at marshafralick.com. And I really do enjoy hearing from faculty. I am now retired and in a new role in that I do presentations and I do professional development and work with faculty individually online on Zoom or in person. So let me know if I can answer any of your questions. If you'd like to learn more about career success through Human eSources, here's a link. It's also in the resources. And I think it's important if you're interested in these assessments to actually take them yourself. And you can do that by contacting Carla Lundman and asking for guest access. Or you can send me an email and say, hey, Marsha, I'd like to take those assessments, and I will make sure that those are sent to you. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. It's always helpful to a presenter to know that people were listening or have concerns or any comments that you have. So I'd love to hear any comments that you have.
Absolutely. If you can just enter them in the chat, and if you have a question you'd like to be anonymous, you can enter it in the Q&A section, and there's the option to be anonymous. Thank you very much for that. And when we did have one person who said they're using your textbook, and they'll send me the syllabus, because we also at Human eSources love to hear how people are using Dr. Fralick's curriculum and what they're doing with it. There's always the potential for an interesting case study. We do have a question here. Do you have anything dealing with interview prep? I believe it is in the book.
Yes, there is a chapter in the career success on interview prep. And so it has the most common interview questions and some tips on how to answer them. And then one of the activities that we do in the classroom is that we do some practice interviewing. So yes, that is available. It's in the textbook. And if any of you wanted to see what that list of interview questions are, if you work in a career center, for example, and you're not teaching a course, I'd be happy to share those with you if you send me an email. been great being with you today, and best wishes as you help your students with their career decisions, something very important.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.